Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Monday marathon time again. We have a huge pile here to sort through today, so might be a big marathon. I'm Chris, the ultimate recycler, and we got to sort out this e-waste that come from the charity shop because I like to save as much as I can, and they would just take it out to the transfer station. So what have we got here? Bit of a mixture. There's some vintage, there's your sprinkling of normal household appliances, and a couple of things I bought to flip. Now, it was a bit hard to find anything this week. I like to challenge myself to buy something every week to make a profit. This week I got these two anodized aluminium jelly molds, I think they are. They were $2 each. They're in good condition. I think I could probably get $10 each, maybe not quite, maybe $5 for this, maybe $10 for this. But as long as we turn our $4 into, I like to try and triple, so as long as we turn our $4 into more than 12, we've had a win. So we'll put them aside and we'll see how they pan out. Right, we have some electronics. So I think we have some computer modems or routers. We have a toaster up the front there. There's more kitchen appliances here. This is a pretty cool but very rough vintage boombox, twin cassette, might be late 1980s, I don't know, but it's very rough and I think the door's broken. But we'll have a better look at that soon. At the very worst, we should be able to sell it as a radio, because the radios nearly always go. The cassette parts nearly always don't go. But so that's the worst scenario, is we get $5 for a radio. However, I got a soft spot for boom boxes. I'm developing a bit of a collection. Perhaps I should say I'm developing a bit of an illness, and I might try and do that one up. We might do a restoration on it. I must start doing some restoration videos because I keep finding all this stuff to do. There's also a box here that looks like it's a computer monitor. I'm gathering that's what's in it. So let's unpack it. Oh, there's a bag at the front that's so heavy I don't think any of the ladies at the op shop could lift it. I picked it up from out the front. I think it's a vintage workshop piece of equipment, tool. Don't know. We'll unpack it and have a look. We'll do that one a bit later. We'll get some of this stuff off the bench first. Now, this is as I said, it's an internet modem router. I don't try and sell these unless they're a sort of a current model. I really have trouble. No one wants them secondhand. Just because it's in plastic doesn't mean it's new. I think it's been upgraded from something, because it's definitely been out of the packet. So I'm just going to scrap that because we get a pretty good board out of those. We've got some cords here, Ethernet cable, which I'll just chop the plugs off and sell it as data cable. There's a little power supply here. These are usually 9 volts or 12 volts or something. I do sell those, or at least I use them. And we have lots more cable. So we'll get some scrap out of this, and the cardboard box we'll either reuse for sending something that I've sold on eBay, or we'll put it in the recycle bin. So we'll deal with that one a bit later. I think we might have a few things to scrap out because we have another one of these. This is quite a large modem, this one. And again, some wiring and another power supply. So we'll scrap those ones out at the end of the episode and see how much those boards are worth. All right, we'll test this boombox soon. I've got to make some room here first. Now, what's in this box at the back? Well, we have a kitchen appliance. What is this, a coffee percolator? I think it is. I think it's just a filter coffee machine. Put water in there. Don't even know how to open this part. Oh, that slides out, does it? Yeah. Just takes the filter paper, so that's just for filter coffee. Not very easy to sell these things. It's an older unit. It's probably 1990s. We'll see if if it's got a jug with it, we might have a chance of selling it. Someone still might like their filtered coffee. This stuff has come from a garage sale. Again, like a lot of the stuff we get, it's still got prices on it. In fact, I noticed the boombox here had $5 on it, so I probably would have bought that at a garage sale if I had have seen it. Now I've got it for nothing. This is just a little electric jug. It's a tiny one. Little element in the bottom. Oh, it's a 12 volt. It's a camping electric jug. Well, how about that? I didn't know they made them. I was about to say it's a bit rough to try and sell, but you don't see a 12 volt electric jug very often. I might have to test that, see if it works. We have parts here out of a food processor, but is the rest of it here? Might be in that box. There's a rice cooker here. which is absolutely filthy, and that is so scratched up. So that's just aluminium. That's going in our aluminium scrap bin. And the rest of it, we're going to chop the cord off. I don't think it's worth pulling anything else apart. The outside is just steel. The element is in aluminium, but it's too hard to get out. Well, it's not worth the time to get it out, put it that way. So we're just going to chop the cord off that one. We're going to get a bit of scrap metal this week. Okay, we have another modem TP link. So we'll scrap that one too. We're going to get a few boards this week. What's in here? Oh, printer cartridges. Well, that's kind of handy. The new ones, good. Epsom. So I get printers quite often through the Ewaste, and usually they're perfectly fine. They've just run out of ink. So I do save all the new cartridges I get. Doesn't matter if they're out of date. And if I fit them to a printer that needs cartridges, we can either sell it, might be cheap, but we sell it, or we'll use it for printing jobs at the shop. So I will keep those. That was the lid from the rice cooker. They were trying to get $5 for that rice cooker. In that condition. I guess that's the definition of ambitious, isn't it? Anyway, lid's no good to us. Here we have a stick blender. Someone asked me for one of these the other day. It's a Tiffany one. It looks pretty clean. So we'll give this one a go. It's an older model. It doesn't have the sleeves on the pins, but it looks in good condition. So as long as that works, we should be able to sell it. Here's the jug for a filter coffee. So we might try and sell that. It looks pretty clean. What's in the bag? I'm thinking maybe hair appliance or something. Oh, hang on. This is broken. What is in here? It was a hair appliance. It was a little mini hairdryer, a Philips Airport 1200, and I think that's the handle. And we're missing the other half. So, it's still in here. All right, so that's broken. We're just going to scrap that for what we can salvage. I'm assuming it's broken, unless the screws just come undone. We'll check that out, but it's quite an old one anyway. I don't expect it's going to be worth much. And just a piece of plastic. Now these look like, I think these are the little antenna stalks off one of those routers, modems, and there's the power supply. Alright, so we might put everything we're going to scrap back in this blue tub. There's a battery, we'll test that one. So I'm definitely scrapping all these modems and the cords, but the power supplies I might keep. Now let's have a look at the rest of this hairdryer to see if it has broken. Yes, the screw mount through the handles snapped clean off, so we're just going to scrap that. Put it in the to be scrapped box. This bit's to be tested. We will test the 12-volt kettle. We'll check the filter coffee machine. Now what's in this other box? The toaster. Well, it looks pretty clean inside. Some Mistral. Yeah, that's a clean enough looking toaster. We'll test that. Okay, we have some irons. A chef. Pretty rough on the aluminium sole there. Quite dirty. It's probably a very, very cheap iron. The cord's all tangled up. Given they're so messy on the sole plate there, I don't think we're going to... I might clean up with some steel wool. I guess if it works and it's okay, there's no breaks to it. They were trying to get $5 for it. That's all I'll ask, but I will clean it up a bit better. Now there's another iron in here. Again, they were trying to get $5. This is a Cambrook though. Does look a bit better. Got some dirty marks on the base here, ceramic coating, but I think that would clean off. So I think that's worth cleaning up. Okay, what else have we got? More kitchen appliances, a Kogan toasty maker, something like that, pie maker. Yes, a pie maker. Oh, that's terrible. That's disgustingly dirty. It actually doesn't look in bad condition, but it is very dirty, and the top's quite scratched up and dirty. Oh, it's got a break in the bottom. I'm kind of pleased to see that, because I don't like throwing them out just because they're dirty, but when they're broken I can't do anything much with it, so we'll scrap that one as well. And down here we have a kettle. It's just a very budget kettle, just one of the plastic ones. It's quite dirty inside, but they do clean up quite okay with citric acid. It's got the base for it. We're only going to get $5 for it. We might give it a quick clean, assuming it tests safe. So it's probably worth testing that one. In the bottom of this tub we have an old phone. Uniden cordless phone. The batteries won't be any good in this one, so we'll just scrap this one. And what else have we got in here? This is food processor part again, but I don't have a food processor, so these bits don't belong with anything here. Maybe they got put in with last week's, or I had the food processor last week, or might get one next week. But yeah, they're no good at this stage. Perhaps I'll hold off until next week to see if I get any food processors. Alright, so that's the red tub done. Now let's see what's in this bag. It looks like a sanding platform. What do you call them? It's an old one. Back when they made shed appliances out of metal. It's a Shure Power Tools model BD-S4-6 belt and disc sander. Now that's pretty cool. That might find a place in my shed. Geez, the guy did well to get it in this bag. It's heavy. There's a decent electric motor in there. So it's a cast iron. Is that cast iron or cast aluminium? Cast iron, any wonder it's heavy. So cast iron housing with our flat disc sander there, and you put a belt on the top. Pulley feels alright. Drives from that end. It's got a tensioner. Very good. Well, we'll have to test that one, but I don't think I'm going to be selling this. As for the bag, well, unfortunately I don't think the bag's usable. It'll have to go in the bin. Not even good enough to give away. I guess it's passed a test of strength though to carry that thing around. But yeah, I don't think I need this. Unfortunately, that'll have to go in the bin. The last thing to check out for this week's video is what's in this box. Now, I'm assuming it's a LCD monitor. That's what the box says. And it looks like it is. Okay, what do we got here? TIAC. What does the box say? ViewSonic. Okay, well it's not what the box says. Is it a TV or a monitor? I think it's a monitor. What have we got in the box? Oh, the stand. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's all loose. I hope I've got the screws in here. Oh, there's a remote control. Maybe it's a TV. Oh, well, that's cool. Let me get, oh, hang on, what's in the bottom here? We have a pillowcase and no screws. That's all that's in the box. Let's check it out. We might as well make use of the pillowcase and rest the TV on it so we don't scratch it up. Oh, it's a DVD player. That's an LCD TV with DVD player. 12 volt power supply. Well, it has a mains cord, but it must have a 12 volt input as well, which makes it suitable for caravans. So these things can sell quite well, assuming it works. Oh, all the screws are in the bottom here for the stand. Well, that's great. And we have the remote. So if this can get all the channels, when was it made? 2009. It's quite an old one, so if it can't get all the channels, it's not going to be worth a great deal. They've changed the transmission of a lot of the channels in Australia, which I mentioned in my last video where I did a repair on a DVD in a TV. And most of the older TVs can't get most of the channels, which makes them not very desirable. You can hook them up through a set-top box or something, but this may be used in a caravan purely as a DVD player if it works. Alright, I guess we better test this one out too. If it has major faults or doesn't work, we may scrap it. I may keep the DVD player for parts, because if you've been watching my videos, I had a cracked gear on a DVD player in a TV recently. I managed to glue it, but it'd be nice to have some spare parts if I have that happen again. It's obviously a common problem. Alright, let's start testing some things. Okay, we'll start our testing with this TV. I've put the stand back on. I've put some batteries in the remote control, and if we see any, yep, we see some purple lights flashing there, which you only see through the camera. So that's working. Let's plug it in and see if the TV fires up. There's no sense testing it on an antenna, which I have to take it inside to see if it gets all the channels, unless I'm sure it's going to work. So let's power it up. It doesn't have a 12-volt charger with it, but if it all goes good, I can find one. Okay, blue lights come on. Let's see if the backlights are working. Yes, okay, TAC. It looks like it's going to work. That's good. Probably the next step is I might try it's not going to get anything, there's no antenna hooked up to it. I might try a DVD and see if that works. Righto, we have to go to source, input is what we need, and go down to DVD. Okay. Now we'll see if it actually takes the disc in, and that would be right, it's on the other side. Label to the front. Well, no, why isn't that going? Is there one in there? Do we have an eject on the remote? Oh, now it says loading. Okay, I'm back with you now. There was a disc in there. It's a home recorded disc, and I'm not going to show you the other side. It's well, it's pirated, I guess, and it's got a label on the other side. And let's just say it's not for general viewing. So that one is not going to the shop. But that's why I couldn't get a DVD in there, because let's just say it was busy. Right, so now that that's out, I can put this one in. Label to the front. Beautiful. And I can tell you that the screen was working. I did not play it for very long. It's not my genre, shall we say. Okay. This is going to work perfectly. Very good. And I think we should have volume. I might have to wait till the film starts to play. Okay, that's working perfectly. That's really good, because what that means is that, let's stop that and let's eject. What that means is that even if the TV only gets some of the channels and isn't very good for watching free-to-air TV, it works perfectly fine as a DVD player, and it can be used with a 12-volt power supply in a caravan or something. So we should at least get $10 for it, but I'm going to see if it gets all the channels. I'll take it inside and test it on the antenna shortly. We could probably ask maybe even 50, particularly when we have a 12-volt power supply with it. So I'll go and check that before the video is done, but that's good. Works fine, no damage. It's just a matter of whether it's up to date enough to get all the TV channels. Really good. All right, let's test something else. Okay, let's test this thing now. I was hinting that I might keep it before, but I've actually got something similar with a belt sanding setup and a sanding disc that mounts to a bench grinder, and I haven't even got that set up. So I'm going to sell this. I don't need to keep this one. As long as it tests safe, the cords It's okay, it's got paint on it. And it's been a bit squashed in one spot. But we can put it on the appliance tester and make sure it's safe. And see if the thing actually works. Don't think it has an on-off switch. It might be just plug it in and away you go. Alright, so we'll plug it into the appliance tester. Our earth clip ready. Put that somewhere where it's got a good earth, possibly on that piece. Oh, it's got a switch down the bottom here. Pull on, push off. Okay. Alright, let's power it up. Okay, that made me jump. All the dust came out of it. It hasn't been used, obviously, for a long time. The bearings sound a little dodgy. It could be the belt. I think there's a belt drive in there. The belt might be a bit worn. But it does test safe. It's got a good earth. So there's no electrical issues with it. So that's good enough for me to sell it. I have no idea what to ask for it. We might be able to ask $50 or something. I'll have to do some checking, but that's my immediate guess on that. I might point out that the cord has been squashed a bit, but nothing's been damaged, so I think that's fine. There's no nicks to the cord, and it obviously isn't any broken wires because it runs fine. So, okay, I think I'll do a bit of checking, but I'm thinking about $50 on this one in the shop. So that will boost our bottom line this week. I'm not even going to give this much of a clean up, you know. It looks like it's straight out of an old workshop. I kind of like that look. Next on the test bench should be this old girl. Basically just want to see if the radio works. I don't expect the cassettes to work at all, but we probably will do a fix up on this at some stage. I'll probably put it with my collection for now. I reckon it's going to be a very satisfying fix if I can fix it, because it looks so rough. And I reckon it'll clean up okay. There's just lots of paint. There's the remains of an old sticker. It's very, very dirty. The plastic's yellowed a little bit, but I think that would actually clean up pretty well. We might have to fix something here because I think the door catch is broken. Or maybe not. Maybe just the price sticker was not allowing it to close. Maybe. Eject. No, I think something's broken with it. We couldn't be that lucky. This side ejects, yeah. So something's going on with that one. Or not. No. It's not catching properly. Anyway, we're not restoring it now. But I do want to see if the radio works, see if it powers up. So we'll plug it into the appliance tester. It's double insulated, and there's no metal really we can test except the antenna. There's not much point putting the earth lead on that. It's good to see that that's in. It's dirty, but it's unbroken. Quite often these antennas get bent and broken. All right, let's power it up. Volume's down this end. So we'll turn that down to reasonable levels. And we'll flick the switch here to radio. There we go. It's not even crackly. I thought it'd be crackly. We're on FM. Usually we can't get anything in the shed because of all the lights here. Something there. Let's turn the ring light off. That's better. Okay, we've got pretty good radio actually. All right, we can't leave that playing. Radio's good. Both speakers sound like they're okay. I reckon this would be a really good restorer. Now, I'm not even going to try a cassette in it because I'm fairly sure the belts will be had it. I suppose we can see if we get any action on the spool drives. No, nothing's turning. I can hear the motor going. Fast forward, nothing. Rewind, nothing. So sure as eggs, the belt's probably decomposed. Let's try this side. Play. No, it did start. Or I felt a little bit of movement. Yep, no, nothing at all. So the belts, I had it. Easy to fix those. Yeah, I reckon there'd be a great restorer down the track. So I'm not going to sell this one. If I was going to sell it, I'd probably put $10 on it as it is. But I would much prefer to fix it up. And it's a Sanyo in going condition. It's going to be worth a lot more than $10, particularly if the cassettes go. But that's going to be one I'll fix up down the track. Won't write down any value, but it's certainly not going into the e-waste crates. Very good. Pretty chuffed with that one. Oh, we should also check. First thing to check on these. And if I had seen it at a garage sale, I would have checked in here straight away to make sure there's no corrosion, and it looks pretty clean. So that's great. That'll be a nice restorer, I think. For interest sakes, it's a Sanyo model MW727F and made in Taiwan. I think it'd be 1980s sometime, I would think. Next on the bench is our little coffee percolator, our coffee filter machine. The little Pyrex jug is excellent, actually very clean condition. In fact, the whole thing doesn't look like it's actually ever been used much. Little bit of a stain in there, but not too bad. Usually these are terribly stained, quite clean. So as long as the actual percolator part works, the heating element, and I think that pad at the bottom heats up, I reckon it's quite a saleable piece. What brand was it? Kitchen Master. Made in China, but probably 1990s, no insulated pins on the plug, maybe around 2000. I don't know, were people still using these filter things? Can you still buy the filter papers for them? I think you probably could. We have a light on. Now this part should heat up. I guess I could put a little bit of water in here from my water bottle. Oh, look at that. Is that hot? Yes, that's hot. Not super hot, but it is hot. So it obviously works fine. Yeah, that's quite hot. These things always sound like they've got bronchitis. They're coughing and carrying on. I probably put too much water in. Let's turn that off. So they do sound like someone that's got a very bad respiratory disease. But that's quite hot, so that's working well. The hot plate here is quite hot as well. Excellent condition, and actually doesn't need much of a clean. Would we get $10 for this? Do people buy these things? Given that it's so clean, I might try 10 on it and see how we go. While we're going with things that splash water around my workshop, let's test this kettle. It's a Seiki. And I had a look online. I think they're still current. I think they're like a Coles brand, or a supermarket brand anyway. But I found one online for sale new for $25. So not super expensive, but not the cheapest, because you can buy new kettles for about $10 from, you know, the real budget line ones. So let's power this up. I've got it full to maximum. And I've put a bit of citric acid in it so that when it boils, it'll clean it. We're just going to make sure that it's safe and it looks fine on the appliance tester. We can't test an earth because this one's all plastic. And it sounds like it's going to boil away. As long as it doesn't leak, we'll all be good. So I'll be back with you shortly when it boils. It's coming up to the boil now. It's not a fast boiler, but I did have it very full. And we'll just see if it clicks out. So far we've seen no leaks. So it seems to be performing very well. It's certainly got some bubbling action going now, which will clean it up inside very nicely. It should click off though, I would have thought. There we go. So it works fine. Just needs a good clean up, and hopefully inside now is clean. I'll go and tip this boiling citric acid water over some weeds in my garden. And that one's good to go. I think we'll probably ask $10 for that, given that they're 25 or so new. I think that might have even been plus postage or something, but yeah, it's quite a modern kettle and looks to work beautifully. And inside now, if you can see in there past the steam, is sparkling clean. Right, let's move from one water boiling apparatus to another. This is the little 12 volt one. I've put some water in this one. It was clean already inside, so I'm not worrying about citric acid here. And I have a little 12-volt power supply that has a cigarette lighter type fitting. So we can boil the water with 12 volts. Okay, let's power that up. Red lights come on the back here. This can deliver, I think, 5 amps, so hopefully it doesn't draw more than 5 amps. It probably shouldn't, that's a fair bit. But then things that boil water usually draw a fair bit of current. Seems to be working though at this stage. We'll leave that go for a while. Well, you'd want to be desperate for a cup of coffee. This thing's been going for 20 minutes and it's still not boiling. It's hot. It's got quite hot. Must be getting close to boiling. It won't have a thermal cutout or anything, I wouldn't expect. It'd just be a boil dry. It's only really kind of a 1 cup, maybe 2 cups. There's a few little bubbles around the element. It's certainly hot. I can feel the heat and there's a bit of steam coming off it. But yeah, it'd be, I reckon, whilst this is boiling, you could go and grow a crop of coffee, harvest the beans, process them, and by the time they were dried and ready to mix into your cup of hot water, this might be close. Maybe you'd have lukewarm coffee. Anyway, it works. It works. It's just very, very slow. So no issues. I'm going to try and get $5 for it. I reckon someone will buy it just purely because if they're out in the bush, they can make a cup of coffee from their car if they've got, you know, a spare day. So I'm going to turn this off now. It just needs to clean up on the outside. Inside is pretty good. You can see the little light there's on fine. There's no issues with the wiring. It just takes forever. But that's okay. Next thing we've got to get test is that toaster. Now this toaster's pretty clean. It's a, what was it, Mistral brand. I did look them up. You can buy these, I think this toaster in a kit with a kettle for around about $30. So it's only a cheap unit. The crumb tray is nice and clean. I don't think it's been used hardly at all. So we might get 10 for it. We might be hard pressed to get 10. I think we might just put 5 on it. But let's see if it works. Power on. Do we have a good earth? Yes, the earth is fine. Let's see if all the elements light up. Power on. It stayed down the second time. There's some heat coming off there, so it appears to be working fine. I'll leave it on for a bit to make sure all the elements are glowing. There's no sense just cooking one side of your toast. No issues at all. Doesn't need much of a clean up either, so we'll just give it a quick wipe over. And we might try for 10 for the first weekend, and if it doesn't sell, we'll drop it down to 5. But yep, nothing wrong with that one. Hardly ever been used. What have we got now? This stick blender needs testing. It's in good cosmetic condition. Doesn't appear to have any damage. So we'll give that a burl and see if it sounds okay. I think we just have 2 speeds. It's a Tiffany brand. Oh yeah, that feels pretty good. Yep, 2 speeds work. Not a lot of vibration, which is good for these. Normally these have a lot of vibration in them. It's just to hold on, you can't leave it on. I think maybe they're all like that. That's good. I'm not sure what these ones are worth to buy, but I think we'd probably try 10 on this. It looks pretty much as new, even though it's an older model. The last couple of things to test are some irons, and then we've really just got to clean up, and then we've got a little bit of stuff to scrap, which we should get a bit of value out of. So these irons are in pretty good condition, other than the bottom plate being pretty dirty. But if they test out okay, I shall clean them up. So this one appears to power on okay. We have a good earth. It's warming up, yep. So that one looks good, just needs a clean. Now we might get $10 for this one, being a cambric with a ceramic base, ceramic coating. It seems to be a better quality iron than this other one, which looks to be a cheapie. What brand is it? Chief. So we'll check out the brands online to make sure it's not an expensive one. It certainly doesn't look an expensive one. So same deal, we'll plug him in. This is an older one too, it doesn't have the sleeves on the pins, whereas this one does. Alright, we'll power this one up. Make sure we have an earth. Yes, all good there. The light's on. It's warming up. So yep, they both work. There's no physical damage, just need to clean up. Alright, I think that concludes our testing. I'll get all this stuff cleaned up. We'll have a look at it on the deck shortly, but let's process all the scrap metal stuff next. Now to deal with everything we have left, I thought we might do a bit of speed scrapping. So this TP-Link modem or router will have a decent board in it. So let's pull this apart. Okay, so quite a nice board there. They're easy to get out, so they go as mid-grade boards here. I put them aside. There's also some, looks like some copper connector things here. They've got a little bit of tape on them. They could probably go in number 2 copper. It's not going to add up to much. There's very little weight in it. I might as well grab them. And these connectors at the back are gold plated, or maybe these are just shiny brass, but I don't save them at all. I'm not even going to try and undo those. So that can just go to e-waste. Straight on to the next bit. Okay, the next modem, I'm not sure how to get into this one. They're sometimes a bit tricky. They have hidden screws, they have special clips. Oh, the stand comes off. Sometimes the screws are behind stickers. Another pretty good board here. These things are awful to get into unless you're doing a few and you remember how they go. We have a little aluminium heatsink, and that's not a bad board. Now the next one's a little bit bigger. It has security screws. Good sized board on that one. Now the cables from these modems, I keep the little cable ties because they're handy, but I'll chop the plugs off and these can all go in data cable. And the power packs, this one is a 12 volt 2.8 amp. I have millions of 12 volt ones, so I'm not saving this. They can go to e-waste, and we'll keep the cord. And the other one is 12 volt 2 amp, same deal. Right, next we have the remains of this little hairdryer. It has a connector in there, a little connector block. I usually save them if they're easy to get to. Now this will have a tiny electric motor in it. I don't know if it's worth, well, it's probably not worth getting it out, but while we're here. It also has a nice little 2-position switch. We will hang on to that. Tiny little motor, definitely not worth the trouble, but we did it anyway. And now this dirty old rice cooker. That's just aluminium. We can take the cord, and I wasn't going to worry about this. It's got security screws. No, that can just go straight to e-waste. There's only a bit of irony aluminium there, not worth the hassle. Next is this old phone, Uniden phone. There's nothing in here. It's very light. The only thing I'm going to take is a telescopic antenna because they're handy for other jobs. So that might be useful on a radio one day. So that one is just going to e-waste. Maybe a bit more data cable. The handpiece itself could go to e-waste. Nothing much in those. And the power supply, 12 volts again, 2.5 amps. Another very common one. These are very light. They're only switch mode power supplies. So there's no transformer, no decent transformer in them. More wire. So the last thing we have left is this pie maker. And I'm just going to take the cord off it for now. And I will take these elements out down the track when I'm doing a few in a row. I'm not going to worry for now. There is not much value in those at all, really just irony aluminium, unless you can get the element out easily. We will look at that soon. But that one I'll just put in a pile for e-waste, but I will get the elements out at some stage. So that finishes our scrapping. And here we are with this week's haul all spread out. We've actually got a lot of quantity this week, and we've saved a lot from going out to the transfer station. All the stuff on the table here is cleaned up, goes perfectly, tested, ready to sell. The toaster also, plus a few bits and pieces of hardware, little bits of scrap, the printer cartridges, a piece of bubble wrap, the future project, the couple of bits that I actually bought, so I spent $2 for the day. The bag will have to go in the bin, but we do have some aluminium scrap, some mid-grade circuit boards, some copper wire, data cable and normal wire. All the cardboard and some other bits in there will all go into the recycle bin. So the only waste going out to e-waste is this bucket of stuff here. All the fittings and plastic bits and pieces can go with the electrical stuff because that's what they were. They're now just in numerous bits rather than one piece. And the company that pick up the e-waste do have ways of recycling most of that. I'm going to take the heating elements out of that one at the front first. But as you can see, large quantity of stuff this week, and we've got quite a bit of stuff to sell. And now for everybody's favourite part of the video, we have the facts and figures of the whole exercise. I think these prices are pretty well as I explained as we went through it. I did decide to go 50 on the belt sander, and I went 20 on the TV because it can be used as a standalone DVD player with a remote and it can run off 12 volts. Someone might find it useful. But as usual, we will try those figures for the first weekend or two, and if the stuff doesn't sell, the prices will be dramatically discounted because I need to move the stuff, and I'm happy for it to find a home pretty well at any cost, but I'm obviously going to try and get my better price. First up, we have the Sanyo boombox as a project. We have the aluminium anodized jelly molds, which I paid $4, so it was $2 each. Well, I hope to get about 15. Whether we price them at 8 and 6, that's not 15. Whether we price them at 9 and 6 or 10, I like to work in multiples of 5, so we might just go $5 and $10. See how we go there. So that's part 29. A pretty good potential return there, and a lot of stuff saved from the waste stream. Last week we didn't have a lot, but everything has been accounted for. Now, you saw me do the repair on the heater, and I think Nas mentioned that at least you guys appreciate the work that went into it because the person who purchases the heater will never know. Well, as it turned out, I didn't even get to sell it. Christine claimed it as hers, and it's working beautifully at the shop, so, she does appreciate what I do. So there we go. Everything's dealt with there. We ended up with $25 back instead of $45. No takers on the pan, but I only put that in the shop on the Sunday, I think, so we'll see how it goes this weekend. Part 27, someone's supposed to be picking up the iron on Friday. I had a message about that, and quite a lot of the other stuff has sold, so there's not much left to go there. We even sold one of the monitors, and we have sold quite a few of the cutlery items. The cheese knife went first weekend, but we've sold $30 all but one of those bone-handled knives, so we've got 30 back there, 5 back, so we're $35 back in already, so that's going pretty well. And going back even further, we've ruled off part 26, we've ruled off part 25. In fact, every part previous has been ruled off. Still have the Cobb & Co clock sitting in the shop, but that's fine. The lampshade I haven't fitted to a lamp yet. Sold the cake server, and I've been wearing the shoes. So everything previous has been dealt with. This series is working out really well. So thanks for watching another episode, guys. It's late in the evening in my shed. I've been working on this all day. It does take a long time to go through these deals. You get like 30 minutes or 45 minutes or something out of it. It takes me a day and a half to process this each week, so it is a bit of a time commitment, but I really enjoy the process. I enjoy putting a post on Facebook on Thursdays for all the local community groups saying this week's electrical items to be saved, and it's busy all weekend with people coming in and claiming them, so I really enjoy that. It's very satisfying. So thanks for watching. I hope you keep enjoying this series. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.